Welcome back to Wrestling a Ski. Let's do it. There's a lot to go over. Yeah. There's results. There's how wrong was I. There's predictions. There's all kinds of good stuff. But, night two, it delivered. So, it was by the name for Takeover. We all expected it's Takeover. Did you really expect it to do anything else? That's a real question. Everything you thought it was going to be. It was a good one. But Devlin and Escobar put on an amazing match. They had the normal ladder match, go back and forth thing, Always had to. Don't need to get into the details. It's a ladder match. We've all seen ladder matches and people do things. The big thing, though, is Legado did get involved. They're on the outside, of course, and Escobar sent them away. And Devlin just tomahawked, just tossed the ladder right into Escobar to get him to stop, and he was reaching for them, which, there's always some way for them to do it. I will give Devlin all the credit in the world for that Spanish fly off the ladder. That was amazing. Just because you don't see it, stuff like that very often. So that was really, really cool. I like seeing that. It was like when, was it Kalisto did the Salito del Sol at Mania the one year? I think it was Mania. It probably wasn't Mania. No, it wasn't Mania. It was TLC. I don't know. When he did that off of that, I don't know when it was, what pay-per-view it was, but you still remember him hitting that Salito del Sol and putting dude through the ladder. But yeah, Spanish fly off the ladder. And Escobar won after he headbutted him. Yeah, and Devlin went falling backwards through another ladder. And that thing just exploded, but it was a good way for it to end, and for him to keep his reign going. Like I said, he's been doing it for this long. I just didn't see them ending it there yet at that time. Just because, just the way they've been doing it. And we got to see him celebrate. Gato comes out. And there was his kid, too. Put the mask on him, let him hold up the one belt. It was nice to see, him celebrating, happy with his kid there doing that. That was, that was a good change of pace for, his character. So, and of course, did later on we got to see him, briefly doing a thing on Mackenzie that he's the emperor of, Lucha Libre, and we'll see how long they drag. That could have been it just so he loses it at the next one. You never know. But he got to stand tall, and it was a good match. Ember and Shotzi, they retained against, Candace and Indy of the Way. And I like Indy. She's getting better. I think she's better now than when she was doing her solo stuff. Her and Candace work well together. I called that one too, but Ember and Shotzi, Shotzi's getting her stuff around. It's Ember, great talent. And she was another one of those went up to the main roster and really, bleh. She was here, there, very rarely. She went from being champion NXT to that. Which a lot of people do when they get up there. So, it's good to see her back and them doing something. There's a lot of people that, they could keep working teams and stuff together. There's female teams they can make, and I think it's going to be, they can do a lot with it. And just because they have so much talent down there. The Performance Center and all that, NXT and all that. There's a lot of people down there that they can work with. It could be tag teams and they can do all that. So, I'm okay with them doing that. I want to know what they're, going to do with Candace and them later. They might actually have them, win later. I don't know, but had a good match. And I will say, Shotzi, when she went diving through the ropes, I don't know, her landing made me cringe. Could just be me, but that was a little cringeworthy. I don't know why, but it's just the roll at the end. I don't know, but she got that one. And it was good. Now we got to see the Eclipse, which is still one of the prettiest moves out there. She does a senton. They win. I just don't know what they're going to do with the way next or who they're going to work with. But, they do have a lot of talent down there, which is the good thing. There's talent. They could figure it out and build. It's not just, here, let's just throw these people in there just to get it over with. I'm still not a fan of what they're doing with Mania with all that. But anyway. Gargano, beat Bronson. Took him 2 1 final beats to do it, but he beat him, and they played the really, Bronson thing, I mean, he looked really good, and Gargano looked even better, but again, it's Johnny. I mean, the way they played it with him hurting his ribs, throwing him into the corner, Bronson in the corner of the announce table, and all of that, stretcher mountain stuff, I mean, their submissions, I mean, it made both of them look really, really good. Theory only barely got involved. Which, when he was out there, you expected a lot more, and I mean, they just wouldn't. I mean, every time Bronson tried to do everything on the rope, suddenly, boom, it didn't work, or Johnny got out of the way, which is how it ended. I mean, but hell, Bronson pulled off a moonsault. I couldn't even do that, and I'm not the size of him. I'd die if I tried to do a moonsault. So it was great to see him do it. Haven't seen a big man try. You don't get to see the big man try to do stuff like that too often. We did see Brock go for that, shooting star at Mania the one year. We were all looking at him thinking he was like dead because of the way he landed, but he did it. Hell, he could probably do it now if he wanted to, but why would he? He just goes in there, suplexes the hell out of people, just beats them incessantly. So it was still a good match, though. I'd like to see what how they're gonna do moving forward. I thought it would have been nice to see Bronson get it, just so they could give it to him, have that moment, and see what he could do with it. And then if it's not working, take it off of him and move it back to someone else, like Johnny or someone. Because I do like Bronson. I mean, he's had some good pushes, and he could do. I mean, he pulled off a moonsault. He could do a lot of the crazy things that people his size should not be able to do. So, it's exciting. Maybe that means they're going to move it on. But I mean, to Loomis or LA Knight or Swerve, because there's all kinds of people now I'm excited to see what they're going to do moving forward. Is Bronson going to get another shot? That one's intriguing me because there's a lot of talent right there at that level for Johnny to work with. And again, I'm just a Loomis guy, so hopefully, I'd like to see that just because. There's just something about that weirdo. But it's still a great match. And again, Bronson can do all kinds of stuff. And Johnny, we're not surprised when Johnny puts on good matches. There's a reason, that Johnny Takeover moniker is there. It's because, well, the guy can go with anyone and have a great match. But Bronson pulling off that moonsault, that was... I don't care what happened the rest of the match. That was just... No, he's not. No, he is. Might have looked a little crooked, but damn, the man's over 300 pounds. And there's little guys much smaller that can't do that. Or at least never try to do it. So I got to give him credit for doing that. The big shocker, I don't get, was Cross against Balor for the title. So I don't get. But, they put on a clinic. They did exactly what we thought they were going to do. There were submissions, there were strikes, there were throws. There was one-upsmanship the whole time. Scarlett didn't physically get involved or do anything, but she was there, screaming and doing her thing. Managerial services, she was good at it. And we got to see someone kick out of the coup de grace, which you don't see very often. But they put on and popped right out into a submission too. They put on a great one. It was, and what did it turn down to? Ground and pound right there at the end. Just him just pummeling Finn in the back of the grape till he couldn't get back up, which, like they said that was going to do, that's his style. He's just going out there and just clobbering people. The Doomsday Saito, the suplexes and all, but that's how you put a match together. They made Finn look really strong. They made them both look good. Just an art form in and of itself to make both guys look good when that's really, it was just slugfest. For the most part, just lots of hits and strikes and submissions, but that was a fight. They put together a great match, and again, it's Finn. We're not surprised. And Cross, he can go. There's a reason, he got hurt and he came right back into the situation. And he was already back, that fast. And champion one more time. Just makes me wonder what they're going to do with Finn now. Are they going to keep him down there to keep working with people, to keep challenging him for that? And are they going to put him back to the main roster after he looks so strong, give him a big push? Because, what show would they put him on? Make us look at the picture on Raw with the championship right now. Lashley McIntyre. Pretty sure Vince isn't going to let that go away for Finn. You already saw that in his first run on the main roster. He got hurt, boom, that was it. Done. Came the land of Brock Lesnar after that. SmackDown, I mean, much better picture for him to be able to fit into it. Roman, Edge, and Daniel, whoever gets that. I mean, he could play like a good role in that. But I think Finn should be able to go against anyone, though. I mean, he's believable. But regardless of what he does, that was a hell of a match. And it was one I literally couldn't call. It was like, who are they going to protect? I mean, I know they're both going to they were going to make each of them look good. And, they weren't going to make either of them look weak. I mean, they were going and going and going. But, I couldn't call it. So I don't even remember who I said yesterday. But, I couldn't call it. Again, just because. Who do you pick there? The undefeated guy or, Finn, who's been on this roll? I mean, because then what do they do afterwards? And I still don't know what they're going to do afterwards. I'm sure we're going to find out here in the next 3 days. But regardless, they put on a hell of a thing. And then when it comes down to Kyle and Cole, it was a good match. It was a fight. It was a whooping. And, chairs and chains. They used chains a lot. Chains seem to get flung around here, there, and everywhere. But the bit where they went through the staging, there was all kinds of, points. I was hoping it was going to get worse than it did, but, that's just because unsanctioned, it wasn't on cable, which means they had more options because it wasn't on cable. Which, again, like my only thing. Anything at all. But that's about it. It wasn't like the greatest I've ever seen. Was it a good story? Yes. Did the match tell a good story? Yes. Did it bring closure to all of it? Yes. Was I surprised to not see, Roddy or Bobby Fish get involved at all? Yes. Yes, I was. Especially with how Roddy was, feeling about all of it. And I thought that just because of the way they had him going, he was going to do something. But he didn't. He let it be just those two. Now, after it was all over, I'm pretty sure they weren't going to play off, the referees going in there and having him, squeeze his fingers and stuff, what? Because, that didn't feel good there at the end, but hopefully everything's all right there, but they put on a good one. Again, was it the best? No. But was it good to tell a good story? Yes. Did it have all the normal spots and the high spots, the vile spots that we needed? Yes. Could it have been worse? Yeah. Should it have been? In my opinion, it always, yes. Not talking about original ECW days, New Jack stabbing people and cutting people. I'm not talking about, bloodbaths, but, it could have been a little more aggressive for, everything that they built it up to, them fighting everywhere. But, that damn chain could have been involved less. I don't know, that just got me, but it's still a good one. And, Kyle got it, so there's another check mark for me. And now we get to see what they're going to move on to, from that, which is, the big one. What are they going to do? That's a big. Now that the big one of the year is over, what do they do from here? I can't wait to see Tuesday. First night SmackDown on Tuesdays, I think it'll be really good. But when it comes to my predictions, I think I got some of them right at least. I got the Escobar Devlin match right, so check one for this guy. I got the Ember and Shotzi. Another one. Gargano got, Bronson. I was hoping that Bronson was going to get it. I don't remember what I said, but it's Gargano. We all know it. You didn't know what they were going to do after it because, could he have lost and then all of the way moved up to the main roster? You never know with the way they do it. But so there was that. I don't remember calling Cross and Balor. It was a hell of a match. And either way they pulled it, what were they going to do? So that one I honestly couldn't have an opinion just because if you sit there and listen to me, you're also going, there's a good chance. Who are they going to, what are they going to do with it? You never know with all that. So that was a legit one. And then I was right with the Kyle thing. So, at least I got more right on that one than I did the first one. If we're going to get into SmackDown now, I keep saying no, I'm sorry. Coffee's wearing, it's not doing anything today, but we're going to hear them talk, Edge, Roman, and Daniel, of course, So I'm going to waste about 20 plus minutes of the show just them talking. In some way. Fatal 4-way for the tag team titles, which I still think, the women's qualifier for women's tag team championship should be like tonight, and the actual SmackDown tag team championship, because it's a championship match, should be on Mania tomorrow, not the other way around how they have it. I think that's stupid. Like really, really stupid. Like the title match is on SmackDown. It isn't on the card, but a qualifier match is on the card and not SmackDown. Like I think that's ass backwards, but it could just be me being mean. But personally, I could see everyone winning. The Alpha Academy, like Gable and Otis, they've been building it. They have been. Making Otis out to be this monster now. They finally switched that, so he's not like the nice guy. We'll see. The Mysterios, I could see letting Ray win and have the tag titles with his kid. Before he runs off into the sunset, and it's WWE into Mania. Like the feel-good story, first time in front of fans, I could see them doing that just because. Or having the Street Profits, they're the ones I want to see win. Because I thought they were entertaining, and they're both scary athletic. But I still think it should be on Mania over the women's, number one contender match for the women's tag team titles on night one, and then the championship match on night two. I think they should have the qualifier tonight, and then have them face off on Sunday, and then have the SmackDown tag team titles, like an actual championship tomorrow. Maybe I'm just a purist, maybe I'm old school, maybe I don't know what the hell you want to call me, but I'm pretty sure that should be done that way. 100% that way. Well, we'll see. They could. I don't think Ziggler and Rude are walking out with them, though. Mania, first time in front of a crowd in over a year. I do not. I see it being the Street Profits or the Mysterios winning. I'm leaning more towards the Profits, but first time in over a year, they want people to go home woo. So I think that's going to be one of those. Like there's some matches where the bad guy, where like AJ and Amos, technically the heels in there, they could win. People would be happy. People would be okay with that. There's a bunch of those matches where, either way, people could be happy. But this one, I think it's going to be the Profits or the Mysterios, just on principle. Because good guys, they're so over. And, again, first time in front of a crowd in forever. I think they want to make sure everyone goes home really happy, especially as they're still doing Thunderdome things. It's moved to a different building, but they're still not anywhere near going to live crowds again. Like they were, at least. So, I think they're going to let the good guys prevail in this one. Then the Andre Battle Royal, if I'm sitting here, sorry for looking down, but staring at the names, Corbin, they use him. Jey Uso's there. Murphy, Ricochet, Shinsuke. Shinsuke would be great to see, or Murphy. Or give to Murphy and give Murphy a run with it. Like, let someone actually make something out of it. I really don't care. They put it on there just so they can get everyone on the card. Now they relegated it to SmackDown, which means, well, sorry, it should just be gone. If that's what you're going to do with it. So, SmackDown, I'm sorry, but tomorrow, see the excitement that I've had talking about it? Tomorrow I'm probably going to be just as excited. But the best part is I get to give, my predictions to talk about the first night of Mania. That's an exciting thing. The waste of time that they're doing tonight on SmackDown, that's pathetic. Because this stuff, like the Battle Royal, pre-show. Tag Team Championship. Could have been on one of the nights. They literally just said, screw it, well, we'll just do that there. Why? One less night of TV we have to write. It's really what it feels like to me. It feels like they just copped out. So they're doing this. So, I got nothing. I got a really awesome, DX shirt. The DX Army. World's biggest member. Back in the day, they were with the tank on there. I got that. That's what I got that I'm excited about. I'm not excited about it tonight. It just feels like a cop-out to me, and I hate it. But I'm still going to talk about it tomorrow. We'll see. But hopefully Shinsuke or Murphy or Ricochet, someone that could use it, they could build off of, especially with all the talent. I don't know how those three guys aren't doing anything but that. But we'll see. Again, share, follow, comment. Comment on it a lot. Go on the page. Tell me something about the page. It's Wrestling with Ski under, the videos are all on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. And then there's the audio only on, Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, all those places. So you can follow along on any of the ones you have, which helps me out in the long run. More followers, more chance of getting sponsors. People to, one day, I'd like to be big enough to have guests and stuff. But big things coming for tomorrow's show, so make sure you pay attention to that. I'm excited about it. It's finally happening. But follow along, comment, tell me what you think. Share it out there to get more eyes on it. The more eyes get on it, the better we all are. And until tomorrow, my friends, have a good night. Try to enjoy the abysmal cop-out and waste of time that it looks like SmackDown is going to be. and I'll talk to you tomorrow. So, peace.